This isn't just crispy pork belly. This is fat-fueled therapy on a keto, carnivore, any version of a proper human diet. This is loaded with the flavor, the texture, and the nutrients that your body is literally begging for. If you're keto or carnivore, this right here, this is your golden ticket. We're turning bite-sized pork belly into air-fried, golden crispy perfection. And if you don't have an air fryer, don't go anywhere today. Stick with me because you can also do this in your oven at home. First, we render the fat low and slow to get the tender bite we're looking for. Then we're gonna crank the heat and get the skin and the outside of the pork belly irresistibly bubbly, crispy, crackly, and golden brown. Then we're gonna take this amazing carnivore dish and turn it into something really special for those of you who like to be a little more adventurous in keto, and we're gonna do some sweet and sour air-fried pork belly stir fry. It's gonna be magical, full of fat, full of nutrients, and a bunch of crispy golden goodness today on Chris Cookin' Nashville. All right, y'all, we're going to dive in and make these pork belly bites just unbelievable, and I'm so excited about these because I love doing stuff like this, especially with my air fryer. You can also do this in an oven, and I'm going to tell you how you can do that on the recipe card. So if you don't have an air fryer, go to the recipe card after this video, and it'll give you the instructions for the oven or the air fryer, either way you want to do this. But before we dive into the recipe too deeply, let me tell you just a little bit about why I love pork belly so much and why you might also really benefit from pork belly on your proper human diet. Pork belly is the perfect example of high fat equaling high fuel. This is a perfect fat to protein ratio for energy, hormone balance, and of course, satiety, and we're all looking for that on our proper human diet. Pork belly is also rich in stearic acid. And stearic acid has been shown that it may help promote fat burning and mitochondrial health. And if you have healthy mitochondria creating the energy in your cells, your body is going to function better and you are going to feel incredible and full of life and energy. Pork belly also has lots of collagen and gelatin, especially if you can get it with the skin on it. Now, this version that I have here, I'm doing with the skin off of the pork belly because this was what was available. But even so, all of those connective tissues in meat are made of collagen and gelatin. And if you watched my keto jam recipe where I used beef gelatin to make that, and I talked about all the benefits of gelatin, you know how much we love the collagen and gelatin on a proper human diet. I'll make sure to link that video down below just in case you haven't seen it. There are also a bunch of micronutrients in pork belly. It's not just fat with a little bit of protein. We actually have vitamins that are important for us to live. Pork belly has B vitamins, selenium, zinc, and choline, and you can go to Google and find 1,000 different reasons that you need all of those things in your body, but it's fantastic to get that with something so tasty as pork belly. And of course, the reason that you all are here and watching recipes like this is the pork belly has no carbs, no sugars, no junk. It's just proteins, fats, and all of those nutrients that help our body function properly on a proper human diet, which keeps us satiated, functioning ideally, and happy on a low-carb lifestyle that supports our health in the long term. This is the way humans were built to eat, so let's go ahead and dive in and make some crispy carnivore pork belly bites in the air fryer or in the oven, and then I'm going to show you how we turn that into an incredible keto sweet and sour stir-fried pork belly over my carnivore rice, which I'm going to link in the description box for you as well. Let's get to frying. This is 3 pounds of pork belly, and I found these really nice thick strips that were cut at my grocery store. So I took those strips, I cut them into these roughly 1-inch size cubes. These are going to be the size of pork belly bites that we're going to make. And then I sprinkled salt over top of these, some good salt like Redmond's or some other sort of sea salt, whatever it is you like to use. And I put just enough on these that I get a light salt coating all over everything. Now these have been sitting out with that salt. And what that's going to do is allow the salt to start to dissolve, and the sodium can actually soak all the way through the meat, right? This is going to penetrate all of the meat and season this all the way through, which is going to give us a better flavor, more deep, robust flavor on the pork belly bites. But the other thing this does is it helps us dry out the surface, which is going to make this crisp up really nicely. And when you get sodium pushing all the way through the meat that way, it actually starts to change a little bit the protein structure. So when we fry these, they're going to come out not only tasting better, but a little bit more tender because they've had time to sit in brine. Now, ideally, you could put these on a rack, leave them uncovered in the refrigerator overnight to dry them out on the surface and get an even better result. But at the very least, it's nice to put the salt on these and leave them sit in a bowl like this at room temperature for 2 to 3 hours before you go to cook them, so you can dry brine them a little bit and get a nice flavor and a nice crispy exterior. Let me go ahead and grab the tray from the air fryer. We're going to put these fat side up, not touching each other, in our air fryer, and we're going to do a 2-stage cook. You can do the exact same thing in the oven. It's just going to take a little bit longer. All of those instructions will be on the recipe card. So let me go ahead and grab the tray from my air fryer. We'll get it set up and I'll explain the 2 stages of cooking. So there's our pork belly bites inside our air fryer tray. And if you've ever wondered why I love these Typherdome air fryers so much, that is 3 pounds of pork belly bites, and there's still space in between all the bites for it to render properly. So we're going to do this in a 2-stage cooking process. This is going to go in at a lower temperature for a longer time. We're going to do this at 250 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. That's going to help to render out most of that fat and tenderize this all the way through. Make sure you save that pork belly fat from the bottom of the container once it's done. Then we're going to crisp this up and make it golden brown and crispy at a higher temperature for a much shorter amount of time. And this is the key to getting tender pork belly bites. I know people have asked me before, how do you get pork belly tender and also crispy on the outside without drying anything out? This is a great way of doing it. And even if you're not doing pork belly bites, if you were doing a whole pork belly, it's still the same concept. We have to render out the fat before we crisp up the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the air fryer. It is not preheated because we are not sealing anything. We don't want to put seals that would hold in any of that fat. We want to render it properly. So this is not preheated. It's going to go into a cold air fryer, 250 degrees, 30 to 40 minutes. I'll show you what that looks like before we do the second step. And while that's cooking, we can go ahead and make our sauce for the keto version. The pork belly bites are cooking, so we're going to go ahead and make this keto sweet and sour sauce. Now, if you're a carnivore and you're not interested in this, I'm going to put the time on the screen. You can skip over this part and you can go see how I finish up those pork belly bites in the air fryer. But for those of you interested in the keto side of things, this is what we're going to do. I've got a saucepan. I'm going to put this on a medium heat, and we're just going to start adding this stuff in. All of the amounts of this will be on the recipe card. So that's going to be linked down below. It's the recipe card page of my website. Go there. It's a free printable recipe card along with all my other recipes, so you guys can go find that. I'm going to start this heat on a medium heat, and the first thing we need is a no sugar ketchup. Okay, it says no sugar added, but there is some natural sugar in ketchup, of course, but use whatever brand you like. It doesn't have a lot of extra carbs in it, but it does add a few, so just be mindful of that. And depending on which brand you get is how many carbs you're going to end up getting from this. The next thing we need to add in is vinegar. Now I'm using apple cider vinegar. You could also use rice vinegar or any kind of vinegar you like really, but apple cider is particularly tangy, and that's what I'm looking for this particular version. The next thing I'm going to add in along the lines of the tang is some lemon juice. It's optional, but it does give a nice fruitiness and a little bit of an additional tang, which is something I'm looking for. Along with that, I have some coconut aminos. You could use my Carnivore soy sauce replacement, which is made of beef broth. I'll link that video down below, but I'm gonna add in those aminos for that soy sauce kind of flavor. The next thing, again, is totally optional. This is a garlic chili paste. That's gonna add a little bit of heat, but you don't have to add that in there. If you wanna stay away from the spicy stuff, not a problem. This particular one is called sambal oelek, and you can find it in most stores and online. And then we need some seasoning. This is a little bit of onion powder. I'm also gonna add in garlic powder. And to sweeten it up, I'm gonna add in allulose. You can use any keto sweetener that you like, but I'm gonna use allulose because when you cook it like this, it thickens up really nicely. I also have some water here. I'm going to add all of this except a little bit in the bottom because I'm gonna use that to bloom some beef gelatin. That last little bit of water there gets the beef gelatin. We're gonna go ahead and whisk this all together and cook this until all of that allulose has fully dissolved. We're gonna simmer this for 3 to 5 minutes. Now that this is simmered for 3 to 5 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and add the beef gelatin. Now, if you don't wanna use beef gelatin, you can also use a little bit of xanthan gum. I'll include that amount on the recipe card as well, but for me personally, I just like beef gelatin. I think it has a better texture, and I know that I'm not getting anything weird with any of the gums, and I just try to limit those things as much as I possibly can, even when I'm cooking keto. So I'm gonna use beef gelatin. You can use whatever you like. We're gonna put this in and just stir this around until it is completely melted and make sure there are no clumps. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and simmer this mixture another 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. We're just gonna cook it down a little bit to start to thicken it. We don't want it really thick, but we do wanna thicken it some to where it will coat the back of a spoon perfectly. The sweet and sour sauce is done. I'm gonna go ahead and set this back here, let this cool down to about room temperature. That'll finish any evaporation, and then we'll heat it back up right before we go to coat our pork belly. Make sure you taste for seasoning. If it needs more salt, you want it a little sweeter, you need a little bit of extra sourness, whatever you want, taste it before you set it aside. All right, the pork belly is done here in the air fryer for the first cook. Now it is starting to darken just slightly and get a little golden, but everything is super soft. This is squishy, but it is cooked all the way through. That's where we want this to be. Now that's our first round of cooking. The next round is where we're gonna actually crisp it, and we're gonna increase the temperature up to between 4 and 450 depending on your air fryer. Mine does a really good job, so between 4 and 425 would be fine for me. You may need to go all the way up to the highest temperature setting depending on your air fryer. We're gonna put this back in 8 to 12 minutes, but you can go a little bit longer if you want. It all depends on how golden brown you want to make your pork belly bites. We're gonna throw this back in for the second round of cooking, and we're gonna get it nice and golden brown and crispy, and then I'll show you how we finish the dish. Right, our pork belly bites are done. These took about 11 minutes for me. That's the golden brown level that I wanted, and you can see there's a bunch of extra fat in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strain off all of that fat. We're gonna throw the pork belly bites into a bowl and toss it with that sweet and sour sauce. I'm gonna save a couple of bites off to the side so we can try it the carnivore way, and then we'll try it the keto way. So let's plate everything up. Let's do a taste test of these incredible air fryer pork belly bites. All right, y'all, that is pork belly bites done the carnivore style as a meal or a snack, and then done keto style as a sweet and sour pork stir fry. For the sweet and sour version, if you want, saute up some veggies, add those in, and do the traditional stir fry style thing if that's something you would like. But I kept it super simple with just the sauce and the carnivore rice, but you can add whatever it is you would like. Just saute it until it's soft, and then add that pork belly with the sauce on it into the pan, stir it all together, and you're set to go. You excited to try this one?
Yes.
Dive on in. Let me know what you think.
I'm gonna try just the plain pork belly bites.
Start with the plain.
Okay. Those are awesome. Fatty, crispy, not dry, perfect texture. That is maybe one of the best things I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And it's extremely easy.
Throw them in the oven, throw them in the air fryer, you're done. I'm really excited about this. And this is your carnivore rice, you said?
Which I linked down below in the description box for you guys.
Okay. The sauce, by the way, does smell amazing. It smells so good. Stop. Oh my gosh. There's tears right here.
It's better than any Chinese takeout I've ever had.
This may be the best thing that you have ever made. Oh my gosh.
I got done making this and I tasted it because I'm over here and I'm testing it and making sure it's seasoned properly. And so I tested a bite of it and I told her, I think this is the best keto recipe I've ever cooked. And she was like, I don't know, let me give my opinion. I think it's really worth doing.
This is the greatest thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
Not even keto, carnivore in general. So
it's just better than any kind of Chinese takeout ever has been.
I have to do my job now and explain the food to the people at home, and I just want to keep eating this. This is so hard. Your carnivore rice is incredible. Great flavor, great texture. I absolutely adore that recipe. The pork belly, out of this world. Great snack, great for something like this. It is super, super tender.
Melt in your mouth.
Melts in your mouth, it's delicious, but then you also get that little bit of a crispy. I mean, you did I've had pork belly a lot different ways. This way that you've made it is by far my favorite. This is delicious. This sauce is incredible. And the combination of these things together makes literally the greatest dish I think you've ever made. It's like super simple. This is just so good.
And you know, this may not work for you. You may not want to use some of these ingredients. Maybe it's still too many carbs, but if you can do something like this, it's a fantastic way to use up that pork belly. And if you can't do the sweeteners, or if you're really carnivore and don't want to do this kind of stuff, you could make one of my gravies and you could make these pork belly bites and do a carnivore gravy and do it over the rice. That would be really good.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. So
this is literally so freaking good.
Well, guys, all of the important links are going to be down below, including anything that you would need that I used, which I didn't use a whole lot, but I did use an air fryer and some salt and, you know, some simple things. And of course, the recipe card with the amounts of all the various ingredients is going to be down there. All of the recipe videos of like the rice and any of the other things I referenced, I've linked those down there as well. So go check that out. Make sure you have looked at all of that. My link for the band, the private community that we have, is also down there. I'm going to show them some other fun things they can do with some pork belly in the future. We do all kinds of cool things in there. Extra recipes, behind the scenes, private live streams, support for your proper human diet journey, everything you could possibly need. So please consider coming over, joining us in the band so you can have a little bit more, just have a community that's there to support you and walk through this journey with you. You guys have got to try this one because it's really amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you guys. This is Chris Cook in Nashville, my beautiful wife, Ash Taylor, country artist extraordinaire. You guys eat your meat, especially when it's sweet and sour pork belly done keto style or pork belly air fryer bites done carnivore style. Love your life. We'll see you here in the kitchen for a bunch of crazy recipes. And if you like pork belly on carnivore rice just like this, you got to check out this video right over here.
I could lick this plate. Holy cow. Like,
good, isn't it?
There's more, right?
Yeah, there's more.
I could eat this every day.
Yeah.
I am so excited.
I told you it was good.
So excited.
I told you it was good.